Welcome along, both of you, again, back into the winner's enclosure from Roth. Very nice to see you both. Tell me, Annie, first of all, about race week and what it's like when the best of the best come together. Are you someone that loves seeing everybody, you like bouncing around, hearing what they've been up to, or do you kind of actually, given what's at stake, do you like to keep yourself apart from it a bit?
I mean, you have to control your nerves a bit because now now it's getting serious and the best athletes in the world lining up, and it's always a bit of extra pressure because you don't know where you're at. It's my first PTO race and it's a bit of a box of chocolate how I am, and I haven't done any speed racing so far, so I'm really excited and nervous and all kinds of mixed emotions.
What about you, Magnus?
It's a mixture of, as you say, good to see everybody, and also you want to kind of have your own time sometimes and be in the box. So it's about finding the right balance of surrounding yourself with people that gives you energy, but also, at least for the person I am, not being too social or too talking to people all the time. Even though I enjoy talking to all the people on the circuit, I also enjoy having some downtime and being able to focus and prepare properly for the race that's coming up.
Do you ever compare notes with your fellow athletes? Do you ask what they've been doing? Do you share what you've been doing? Do you give any kind of overview? Or is it very sort of secretive as to how much you've put in and what you've been doing in preparation for a race?
I know, I train most of the time on my own and I really enjoy doing it on my own. And I'm not too much in social media sharing everything I do. And to be honest, I'm not so much a data-based athlete. I go by feeling, and of course, if someone wants to know something, I'm open with that, but I'm not the one who put every data and show it to everyone. So I keep it for myself and let the race do the talk.
You do like a bit of data, don't you?
I love data, yeah, but it's always interesting to hear what people have been up to and if they've been trying something new or been training at a nice location and so on. But also, you cannot really, the numbers I do is other people can do much higher numbers or much lower numbers, and still we end up competing relatively close to each other. So you can get really caught up in what numbers you're doing yourself and comparing to others. And I think that's a very bad way of, or it's a very vicious spiral where you can end up in a mental crisis if you see someone doing crazy things and you are not able to do the same thing. So it's always good to see or be interested in what other athletes are doing, but not getting too caught up in it.
Congratulations to both of you on Roth. Have you spoken about the race and your achievements off the back of it, or do you just win the race and carry on with what you're doing? Have you compared notes on how you found the course and how you found the going?
Not really. I went straight back to work, or tried to be back in Lanzarote, but I was sick afterwards, so I tried to recover from that. I always pick up a virus in Roth. I don't know why. It's because of all the, if the race is gone, you're very prone to pick up every bug around. So I was not feeling well, but I think I'm good recovered right now. And so there was not much space to.
Did you watch Magnus race or not?
I was in the race, so the highlights.
The highlights.
Yeah, of course, I watched the highlights afterwards. Yeah, I did.
And vice versa. I mean, would you like to be able to sort of have more time to debrief with athletes, or have you just got to get on and move off?
Yeah, it's always nice to debrief after a race. Some good conversations happen and sharing experiences and so on. But I think we both knew that it would be a tight turnaround to get here competitive and ready and fully recovered. So I think it was, as Anna said, also for me, it was just about trying to get back into a good rhythm and focusing on recovery. Luckily, for the first time, I didn't get sick after Roth. So I'm feeling, that's good. I've been sick the past 2 years after Roth as well. So, but this time, no sickness, and I'm happy about that.
Good. You've mentioned you've had a few challenges sort of coming into this weekend, but obviously you step into the T100 circus and there's media and there's fashion shoots and photo shoots and all sorts of things to be done. How do you feel turning up at your first T100 event of the year?
Yeah, really excited. I mean, it's a kind of racing series which reminds me of my ITU times. Everything is so well organized, you feel so welcome, and it's a very small start field, and everyone is quite familiar. Everything is so good organized. So I'm really looking forward to these races and like the speed races. I mean, deeply in my heart, I love the speed races. And so, yeah, I hope I'm ready for it. And I was really excited, and it was like really sad for me not to be able to start the first 2 races, because especially Singapore I would have liked to race, because I think suits me quite well with the heat and the steep, sharp bike course. And yeah, but it is how it is. So the season is long, and I just give my best and hope I can pull out a good performance on Saturday.
Is it about hoping you put in a good performance, or is it about getting in there and shaking it up a little bit and reminding people of just how good you can be when you're at your best?
Yeah, I mean, it's my first race, you know. You never know how good the others are. Sometimes there's still a bit rust on yourself you have to get rid of to get your speed back. Or it can be like you surprise yourself. So I have tried not to have any expectation. I go out and try as hard as I can and hope it will unfold very well. But I can't say anything in advance.
I think this is the middle weekend of the 7, isn't it? And so we're sort of beginning to turn for home in the series. What have you made, Magnus, particularly obviously having won in Miami in the opener? What have you made of the T100 and what it's doing for triathlon?
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. Like in the beginning, having won the first race in Miami, it was super nice and so on. But it's now the entire series is really starting to kick off in my mind, and you'll be seeing also people fighting for secondary positions, which will be another interesting dynamic, not just like fighting for the win, but also certain athletes, if you place better than them, then it's going to be beneficial for the end of the series. So now kind of the strategic element starts to kick in as well, which is something I think I'm going to enjoy.
And this weekend specifically, obviously, the bike course, what is your view on, it's an area that you love, what is your view on what that element holds?
Yeah, I arrived like last evening, so haven't checked it out in person yet, but it looks flat and out and back, so being quite a big guy with decent power and also a good setup aerodynamically wise, I think it's going to be a good course for me with a flat and fast bike course where you can lay down some big power numbers and be very aerodynamic. So I'm hoping to be able to create some separation and damage on the bike and not let it come down to a pure runner's race.
And what about the running track?
Yeah, it seems flat and fast and very straight.
Is that exactly as you like it?
Yeah, I think I have my strength on hills because I'm a light, tiny athlete. So I would have liked to have a few steep hills in it, but it's flat. So it will end up in pure speed and how much speed you can create on a flat course. So I think it suits pretty much everyone because it's not so big, like it's not challenging. But we will see.
We will see.
Depends on the bike ride.
I know you've been watching previous events, certainly keep an eye on it. Who has impressed you throughout the course of this series so far?
I mean, India Lee, she won Miami. That was pretty impressive, her performance. And of course, Ashley Chandler is always in front. And Lucy Charles, I mean, she is like so consistent because she always has her swim. She's always in front. And I think the Brits will be on fire this on Saturday because it's their home race and it always creates this extra bit, racing on home soil. So it will be super exciting.
Brilliant. And what about the challengers in the men's field? Where do you see danger?
All over the place. I think it's difficult very dangerous to pinpoint only a handful of athletes because like the entire field can end up podiuming. So. But also for the rest of the series, I think Kyle Smith is in a really hot form at the moment. I was very impressed by the way he raced with Rico and Martin in San Francisco. And then also Sam Long has been super consistent so far. I'm excited to see how he goes. As long as a guy like Yuri, who's coming back after skipping San Francisco. So those are my main worries, but you can't sleep too much on anyone because it's going to be, everyone is, it's the best ranked athletes in the world, so yeah.
Final couple of questions. I'm interested in how the comparisons and the differences in how you prepare for race day. So you like your data, etc. Do you track what you eat and the hours that you sleep and that sort of thing? And is it just a sort of slightly, we'll see. And it's obviously more than that, but is it much more about feel and how you're kind of feeling going into the race? What is important for you in the last 48 hours before you get going?
I mean, the nerves always kicks in, so it changes your feeling of the body, and I try not to listen too much of how I feel and have a deep dive into my body, because everything before a race is so like turned upside down. So I try to stick to my routines, have always the same food, do always the same things. That keeps my nerve down a bit and keeps me going, and stick to my routines that, what I always do since 20 years, and it always benefits me for the race day. And I try not to change so much. So but not listen too much to your body, because it's like very full of nerves.
What is your pre-race meal?
Oats. It's always oats.
Always oats.
Always oats.
Always oats. And champagne after.
No, I'm not so much on that side.
And what about you, Magnus?
Yeah, I think I actually of course, I like to track stuff and have my data and so on, but that's mostly when I'm in a training block and also for analyzing afterwards, after the races and so on. But I think what Anne says is super relevant. Like, your body is going to tell you so much, in the days leading into the race. If you track, you don't sleep as well as you used to, and you look at your watch and you're saying you slept awful, and that kind of gets in your head. So actually, in the days leading up to the race, it's more about not really reacting to the signals that I feel a bit tired or so on, but more like just ticking off the training, doing what the plan says, and not getting too caught up in exact numbers and so on. And of course, we have our way of prepping with the carbo loading, which is very strict and so on. But for the feelings, especially a few days before the race in training and so on, it always feels terrible for me, at least. So if you look at numbers and my heart rate is so high on these workouts, then you'll just get depressed. So it's more in the days leading up to the race, actually not listening too much or reacting too much, but just doing it and showing up on race day and performing to the best of your ability.
You are amazing athletes, that is for sure. The last question I've got down here is that, and you're obviously very punchy on the run. Magnus, you are power on the bike. Who takes the swim leg in the T100 dream team?
Lucy.
Yeah, none of us, I think.
Would you put Lucy in as the third wheel?
I think if we had Lucy swim my bike and Anna's run, I think it would be quite competitive, even in the male field.
Yeah, Sam Long will be very offended. We'll leave it there. Listen, enjoy the weekend. It's great to have you both together, and congratulations again on Roth. Good luck for what's to come.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you.